Hello and welcome back to the Escape Pod. Thanks for escaping with us. That's Alex. I'm Andrew.
And as always, with great power comes great. We have a new setup ability, and we'd like to tell you about it. Is there a problem with the new setup?
I don't know yet. I hope not. I think it's good.
We are using cameras for the first time.
We've got a big TV, so we can actually see the cameras. So it'll look a little different. We're still working on things, lighting, and this camera might turn off in a second. I'm not sure.
So we are only saying this to warn y'all if there are any technical difficulties, it's because of the new setup. But we're hoping that this could be it going forward and that it's higher quality for you guys, etc., etc. We love you a lot.
What do we do in this episode?
So we've got a high-low buffalo that we're going to start out with. Then we have, you need your stuff? Cool. Oh, thank you. Yes, that's very important. Good job. Here he comes. He comes back in the Escape Pod podcast T-shirt.
Hey, T-shirt.
There it is. We have not had T-shirts on the website until today. Go get your T-shirt. We also have new hoodies. We have the classic logo on a hoodie in a bunch of different colors. We've got the logo without the blue blast on a hoodie in a couple of colors. And we've got another hoodie that I'll talk about later in a segment.
But some of these are going away. The alien one is gone.
Alien is unfortunately gone. We hope you got your mug hugger hoodie.
How long is that one going to be there?
This, Deadpool and Wolverine, and RDJ, Dr. Doom, Iron Man, all of them will be gone by the end of September. So if you're looking to get your hoodie, Deadpool and Wolverine, it's slowing down, everything. So we're gonna start phasing stuff out so we can bring new stuff in. But we do have T-shirts. We are going to have T-shirts of the regular logo. For now, those are the only T-shirts, that in white and that in red. The original sample we ordered, it just wasn't a quality that we were okay giving to you guys. We got a higher quality T-shirt. We made sure it was good. It's good enough for Andrew. It's good enough for you guys. It's good enough for us. So here we are.
How do I look?
You look very handsome in that.
So do you. The camo and the
brown.
Thank
you. All right, I appreciate it. All right, so we're going to move on. So we got a high-low buffalo prepared.
Sure. Yeah.
We've got an Agree or Disagree 2.0 segment. Mm-hmm. If y'all remember, we yelled at y'all for making fun of our hot takes, so we did a rapid-fire one for me. Now we're doing one for Andrew. Then we've got a couple of movie reviews. You got to see Beetlejuice early. I did not, so you will be you're giving your thoughts about that movie. And I saw Transformers 1 early, and so I'm going to give my early non-spoiler thoughts of that. Sure. And then we're ending off with an awesome fan segment. We've got a lot of good questions prepared for y'all. So let's hop right in. High-low buffalo. Yeah. You're going to start.
Excellent. Dude, my high. Oh, my God.
Yes. Disgusting. You look like Smeagol.
My precious. Mm-hmm. Which is this? Look at it.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Audio people, frick you. No, I'm just kidding. I will verbally describe it.
Please describe it.
It is a ceramic, well-painted little duck. But it is not just a little duck. It is a little turtle duck. Mm-hmm. From Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Exactly.
I love it so much. I've got 2 of them. Someone sent this to me.
Yes.
Source One Studio, I think. I'm sorry, I put them on Instagram. Square One Studio, thank you. Nice work, Alex.
That's what happens when you got a phone and an iPad and cameras. Great. It's the new setup.
Look, now I've got my phone. It's not filming. It's great. These are just really cute, and I like them. And he's going to sit right here with me today.
That was very nice of them to send that to you. I think it's very cute.
Very cute. And then, my low.
Yeah.
I don't really have one.
That's good.
This week was just a lot.
Yeah.
There was a lot of bad.
Yeah.
So I had a Monday and Tuesday were just not fun at all for me. And then,
do you care to elaborate?
We had the biggest fight we've ever had.
Yeah.
Clearly.
I disagree with that statement.
Really? You think I think that's clearly the worst fight we've ever had.
Okay.
Which one do you think's worse?
That one lasted like a minute and a half.
Yeah, but that's the maddest I've been in years.
Yeah. I very quickly realized we were getting nowhere and changed the subject.
Yeah, well, we moved on super quickly, which is great for us because we're great at doing that.
Yeah. I think the one on the couch.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that one. You almost said the name.
Yeah, I did almost say the name. That would have been bad. Yeah, no.
That one was longer, and I think this one was more intense.
Like this one, This one I felt like was like a fundamental disagreement. Like it was a disagreement on like a lot of things. That one, like you were like calling me out. That one, like this one, you didn't. You not once did you say something mean to me. You just like we disagreed and we were angry about something that we disagreed about. That was like you were like you're a terrible person for feeling this way. I was like. Yeah, I was on the back foot the entire time in that fight. So maybe, yeah, for sure. But like, yeah, I was accusing you of something in this fight.
Yeah, maybe that's why.
So that's why it swapped, because that it felt like you were attacking me, and now this one you felt like I was attacking you.
Yeah, maybe that might be why.
Yeah.
That, and then I had another very long, I don't know if you know this, deep conversation with someone else.
Oh, is it who I think it is?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so that happened, and then
They hate when we talk in code. I feel terrible.
That happened, and then I had to cancel on going to a screening, partially because of Dre. I was going to invite Dre, and then Dre was not home for 2 hours, and I thought he was going to be home, and then I just wasn't able to invite him, and it was like a 10 a.m. screening. I didn't think it would be that big of a deal, and then I got a text from the person like, hey, we're not starting the screening without you, and I had to like be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And then I said I would come the next day to the same screening, and that happened to be at the same time as a different screening that they also invited me to. So I felt terrible. That was the morning after all this other stuff. And then also that morning, someone from my past texted me. It was crazy. And like my mom was getting here the next day, and I had to take Dre to the airport, and I've just been in a bad mood all week. So it was like Monday, Tuesday were like the worst couple days I've had in a year, but overall I'm great. So anyways.
That's awful.
That's my low.
That's a pretty low.
But look at this. Look at my little turtle duck.
What's your buffalo?
My buffalo is shout out my boy Theo.
Yeah. Shout out Theo. We love Theo.
Theo does a lot for us.
Yes.
He's working on a website called Movie Share that's kind of like Letterboxd, but a little different. You can post videos on there and stuff. So go check out movieshare.co, I think. He's working hard on that, and he's gotten us early access to that. But he's also helped us do the trivia events at the restaurant and helped us get like some sponsors and people send us stuff. And he's a big fan. He's been on the Patreon, blah, 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 blah. He's a great guy. He's a friend. But also I made
movieshare.co. Yes.
Got it. And recently we did a trivia challenge at the trivia event. He said, I want y'all to do a trivia challenge back and forth.
Yes.
And the winner gets to choose what is tattooed on me. And he wanted a quote from the podcast.
Yes.
Now, the patrons help decide this. Go be a patron if you want to help decide random things like this. But, obviously Charles Muntz Suck My Balls was up there, but I didn't want that to be my legacy. Avengers followed by The Greatest Showman.
That's what I thought you were going to do.
Was what I was going to go with, but the patrons suggested a bunch of things, and then they voted on Be Slightly Profesh is what he got tattooed on his calf. It actually looks kind of cool.
It does.
And he's just insane. So shout out Theo.
Shout out Theo. We love Theo. All right. Well, that was a chaotic high-low buffalo. I'll try and make mine a little bit less chaotic.
Okay, good. Let's go.
I've got a pretty big high. This may be my highest of the year.
Is it what you just told me a second ago? No.
Football season's upon us, baby! Come on! Woo! This is a display helmet, so I can't quite put it on, but...
I was wondering why it was... That looks good.
Football season's upon us!
It's Jared Goff.
Yup.
I did a fantasy draft last night, and I tried to get some Rams so that I could pull with you.
Your high is sitting there, my high will sit here.
Great.
Obviously very excited about football season. It's back this Thursday. I'm oozing with excitement. Yeah.
Oozing from where?
Everywhere. If you catch my drift.
Does it come out of anywhere else?
Both ends. Front and back, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I've got a pretty big low. Not nearly as serious as your low, but it's a low. You may know a little bit about this low. I have been going to the same haircut lady my entire life. Like,
yeah, I saw something.
So I was like 8 or something. Like, I have extreme loyalty to her. So much so that I've only gotten my hair cut out here in LA once. Mm-hmm. Like, I just get it cut when I go home.
Right, yeah.
That's how loyal I am to her. And, she is what the kids would call a yapper. She does talk a lot, and I love her. I love her so much. But she was talking, and she was not thinking. And as she's getting the back, she just goes, "Oh no!" and starts freaking out. I'm like, "What's wrong?" And my hair grows fast, so it's not nearly as bad as I wanted it to be to show it on the podcast. But she did just shave, like, make sure this is seen on the camera. Yeah. Like, it is just like a hole in my hair. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is just like a hole in my hair. Now, it was shaved. Like, it was gone. I had 2 people ask me if I got surgery. Like,
I was about sick. I didn't want to bring it up. I was afraid it was like something personal.
Yeah. So yeah, it was just a mistake. Luckily, my hair grows back pretty quickly, and luckily, I'm hat guy.
Yeah, I was about to say, this is why you're a hat guy now.
Exactly. And I kept telling her that. I was like, thank God this didn't happen to somebody that, like, cares. I couldn't care less. But it was a funny moment, and I did have a hole in my head for a little bit, but it'll still be, like tonight we have a event, and I'll wear a hat for that for sure. Yeah. And then my buffalo, I don't think you'll care about this in the slightest, but Travis Scott, somebody I like quite a bit, and this past Friday,
didn't he have a concert one time?
Yeah. Oh yeah, real bad. That did not go good. Yeah. We're not going to talk more about that.
Okay.
But he had his second album of all time. It came out in 2014. That's never been on streaming. It's called Days Before Rodeo. And I've said this many times. Some people may not believe me. Alex Coleman as my witness. That Days Before Rodeo is my favorite album of his. The issue is that it was only posted to SoundCloud for the last 10 years. So I literally have that SoundCloud app downloaded on my phone just to listen to this album every couple months or whatever.
Weird.
It's officially been put on streaming for the 10th year anniversary, and I was thrilled. That's exciting. That's not my buffalo. My buffalo is, I said this word for word to Alex Coleman. I wish I said it on the podcast, but there would have never been a chance for me to say it. Track 3 of this album is called Quintana Part 2, and there's a rapper named T.I. I like T.I. T.I.'s a good rapper. He's got some fun songs. Bring 'em Out, Bring 'em Out. That song, that's T.I. I like T.I. T.I.'s on Quintana Part 2, the original version on SoundCloud, and he's terrible. He's unlistenable. I skip his part every time. And I've said multiple times that would maybe be my favorite Travis Scott song if T.I. wasn't on it, but T.I. ruins it so bad. It's like Aquafina and Shang-Chi, it just completely takes you out of the movie. T.I.'s not on the version on Spotify.
Yeah?
He just cut him.
Nice.
It's amazing. It may be my new favorite Travis Scott song. I'm thrilled about it. So there's my buffalo.
Nice.
I was pumped about that. There you go. So there's high-low buffalo.
Nice work. Lots of highs, lots of lows, lots of interesting stuff going on.
Lots of interesting stuff going on. Theo's getting a tattoo.
Drama.
I've got
not
a
just
hole
between
in my
us.
head.
We got drama.
Drama
lots of drama
everywhere.
in our house.
Drama everywhere.
Yeah.
It's a drama-filled podcast, baby.
Yeah, hopefully everything will calm down.
So speaking of drama, let's go into Agree or Disagree 2.0. That's what we're calling it for now. So I'll just give the parameters. You gave the parameters last time.
Yeah.
These are opinions that are largely considered the truth. These are the opposite of hot takes. These are takes that most people would agree with.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be reading out statements. And if you disagree with any of these statements at home, you are in the minority. You are me. You are Hat Guy. That is a hot take of yours.
Yeah.
Just pointing out that, the things we say may not be as crazy as you think.
Yeah.
Here you go. Dune Part 2 was a cinematic spectacle and one of the best movies of the decade.
Yeah, agree.
Sam Raimi's Spider-Man's 1 and 2 are amazing superhero movies.
Absolutely, I agree.
Deadpool and Wolverine is hilarious and one of the funniest in the MCU.
Yeah, definitely agree.
Terrifier was hard to watch.
Terrifier is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. I don't know about Terrifier 2, but I mean... It's got some shock value.
Certainly, the
saws a girl in half.
Oh my gosh!
But
from the way you wouldn't think.
Yeah, but that was like you could indie film.
Yeah,
weird.
But now we're getting the third one.
Apparently,
it's going to be a huge financial success.
Yeah.
Joker is a great drama and mental health movie.
Yeah, it's a great movie. Yeah.
Everything Everywhere All at Once was the best movie of 2022.
Absolutely.
The Boys is one of the best superhero shows to come out in the last 10 years.
Yeah, I agree. It's really fun.
The Empire Strikes Back is the best Star Wars movie.
I agree. New Hope. We watched New Hope with the patrons.
We did on Patreon movie night. We watched, but it was the original 1977 cut. And I decided that there is no best New Hope cut. because having Vader's voice different, and there are some special edition changes. Obviously, I hate Greedo shooting first.
Right.
Obviously, I hate the nonsense
Jabba
CGI in Mos Eisley. The Jabba scene is awful. It kills the pacing of the movie. But the Vader's voice improvement is better. The scene where Han is chasing the stormtroopers down the hallway, and then he goes in, it's a big room of stormtroopers. In this cut, it's like a group of 6 stormtroopers. It's way less funny. They add the close the blast doors, close the blast doors. Open the blast doors. They only have open the blast doors, which makes that scene way less funny. So there's Onion is working on the Onion cut, and it's going to be the best of both worlds. Yeah. Exactly. Back to Agree or Disagree 2.0. Up is a beautiful movie and one of Pixar's best.
Absolutely. It's not just good and funny and beautiful for the first 15 minutes.
The Social Network is a very well-written and well-acted movie.
Yeah, I enjoyed that movie a lot when I watched it.
Avengers Endgame is an amazing experience, and seeing it in theaters is one of your favorite memories.
Yeah, I can't think of a theater experience I like more. A lot of people like No Way Home and Infinity War, but man, the portal scene I don't think can be topped.
Coming in at a runtime of over 3 hours and 30 minutes, Killers of the Flower Moon is long for a movie.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna be that long, you should be a better movie.
Andrew.
Sorry.
Star Wars The Last Jedi is not a good Star Wars movie.
Yeah, it's awful. It's my least favorite.
Batman v Superman is a mess and not a good portrayal of either title character.
Yeah, I think that's my least favorite superhero movie of all time.
Toy Story 3 is the best in the series.
Yeah, I think so. I do like Toy Story 1 a lot, but man, did you see Quentin Tarantino came out and was like, I'm never watching Toy Story 4. Like, it's one of the best trilogies of all time.
And I love him for it.
Yeah, I love him for it.
Yeah, shout out Tarantino. Nice. I'm gonna go watch Pulp Fiction now. Gotham is underrated.
Gotham, every superhero person out there who likes consuming superhero media needs to watch Gotham. And I'm telling you, it's a lot of shows, they start strong and then they kind of fade. Gotham does the exact opposite. It starts fine, it starts good, and only keeps getting crazier and better. I love Gotham, yeah.
Shang-Chi is a great and very fun MCU movie.
Yeah, yeah. I remember coming out of Shang-Chi and being like, that was Marvel.
Robert Downey Jr.'s entrance as Dr. Doom at San Diego Comic-Con was awesome and will probably be an iconic moment in history.
Yeah, it's hard to think of someone who has more aura than RDJ.
Avatar: The Last Airbender is an unbelievable show. The story is phenomenal.
Agree. Favorite show of all time.
The live-action Avatar: The Last Airbender show, while clearly an improvement on the M. Night Shyamalan movie adaptation, wasn't perfect, and you are hoping for improvements in the coming seasons.
Yeah, there are a handful of things that were definitely wrong.
The Escape Pod Podcast Patreon is worth it.
Yeah, I don't like to toot my own horn, but you get an episode every single week, and then we throw a bunch of other random stuff up, and we're pretty involved there.
Yes,
and the Discord.
I mean,
the Discord access alone, I stay in there a lot, and we can talk to you guys there a lot. But the extra episode, and especially now, you have 68, I think. Or
Patreon episodes that you can
it's a
backlog.
Just
get it for a month, binge them. Like, let's say you're sick or something, spend a week just
68
watch
hours
all of them. It's
of extra stuff.
If you like us that much.
So
if you don't, I understand.
According to what we think we put on there and what we are told by patrons who already have it.
Correct.
It is worth it.
That is the consensus. If you disagree with that, you are in the minority.
Yeah.
Speaking of something they got, is we did a trivia challenge to see who was going to do the Bye 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 dance. We decided it wasn't conclusive, so we both did it.
Yeah, we both did it.
So they get not only do you get a Bye 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 dance with the both of us where you mess up a couple times, but they get my practice video where I mess up a couple times.
Yeah.
It's great. It's a nice little thing on there, and we respond to every message on Patreon. The last 4 episodes of Star Wars: The Clone Wars are incredible and some of Star Wars' best work.
Agree.
The Batman is a great movie, and Robert Pattinson showed great promise in the role.
Agree. He might eventually be my favorite. We'll see.
Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time. I think it's LeBron.
That's not a widely held concept.
I think it is.
No, it's not.
You don't think so?
There are like just as many people who say LeBron now.
Maybe, but I think
this is a hot take.
I think it's definitely more Jordan. I find myself fighting hate for being a LeBron guy more than I see Jordan people.
It depends on what you mean by greatest. I'm sure there's a lot of statistics that can back up LeBron. I think a lot of that has to do with your aura and your ability to just how you handle yourself on and off the court. And I think Michael Jordan and people like Kobe do that better.
In Kobe's case, did that better.
Past tense, yes. That was brutal.
R.I.P.
That was brutal.
Legend.
That was brutal.
May he rest in peace.
No, yeah. Just clips I see of Kobe and then clips I see of LeBron, even though LeBron has way better numbers than Kobe, I totally understand that. Like, I watch Kobe and I'm like, I can't call this guy the GOAT over here. Like, and I don't know enough about basketball. I'm sorry.
You know what I say to that? Facts don't care about your feelings.
Fair enough.
Spider-Man is one of the best fictional characters of all time.
Agree.
The metric for that is superheroes are all the rage, and he is by far the best-selling superhero of all time.
Yeah.
Air conditioning is one of the world's greatest inventions. Without it, many people would be miserable.
Totally agree. If you disagree with that, you're stupid.
Your new haircut is better than your last one.
Yeah, I think that is definitely not a hot take. I don't think I've ever met anyone who disagrees with that.
Yeah, I don't think we've met somebody that goes, Andrew, you really got to go back.
You really need to revert. It's always like, where's the perm? It fades for like one episode and people are like, he's ugly again. Yeah.
This may be a controversial one. I don't think it is, but this may be. This is like one I considered leaving off. The Mandalorian's seasons 1 and 2 reinvigorated some of your love for Star Wars.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I would say a lot of people would say that.
Agree, yeah. That was the first Star Wars show, and like we hadn't gotten anything Star Wars related, Disney, basically, since the sequels, which obviously...
Well, it was during the sequels. Actually, Mandalorian came out before Rise of Skywalker.
Oh,
a lot of people forget that.
Yes, okay, we were in the middle of it.
Yes.
And we didn't think... So I guess...
But coming off of the back of Last Jedi and Solo, a lot of people were really losing it. And then a lot of people were excited again because the Rise of Skywalker trailers are incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, no one's ever really gone. And then the Emperor laugh. Oh my gosh, I get chills to this day, even though that movie sucks balls.
Somehow he returned.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I think most everyone like came out of Mandalorian season 1 and they were like, okay, it's possible.
And season 2 was really reinvigorating for a lot of people with Ahsoka and Luke. A lot of good stuff in season 2.
Yeah.
Stranger Things is a great and very well written show.
Yeah, I agree.
A lot of people I think would say that. It's a very popular show.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the final one is X-Men 97 was awesome and one of the best projects to come out in 2024.
Agree.
Cool. There you go. So if you disagree with any of those, that's a hot take, buddy.
I literally was driving yesterday and I just thought about episode 5 of X-Men 97 and I was like, wow.
Do you ever watch the makings of? They're called Assembled on Disney Plus.
I've seen a couple, but like not a lot.
I loved the WandaVision one. I really enjoyed the Loki one. I usually watch those. I watched the X-Men 97 one on the plane yesterday. It's kind of awful.
Really?
It's by far the worst one I've seen.
Aww.
I was really disappointed. They spend way too much time talking about the 90s show, and they don't talk about any of like the story choices that they made or anything. I assume because they didn't want Bo DeMaio to be involved.
Yeah, they probably had to cut a lot of stuff, which sucks.
Unfortunately, but it does hurt the special a lot.
Did you see his tweet? And then everyone in the replies were like, buddy, this can't be all. He basically tweeted like, oh, I posted this picture of me in like a Speedo, or a drawing of me in a Speedo, or an X-Men character, and Disney didn't like it, and they're silencing me. And everyone was responding to me like, you probably did some other stuff.
And to be honest, like that image, that's not the only thing you've done.
Yeah,
like if you made that image and you're admitting to making that image.
Yeah.
So moving on, we're gonna review. I'm gonna review Transformers. You're gonna review Beetlejuice. I feel like I've been yapping a lot. Do you want to take the reins?
Sure. So I got to see an early screening of Beetlejuice. Now, for context, I only watched Beetlejuice, the first one, for the first time ever the night before. So I watched
Interesting.
I watched it a few days ago, and I understand why it's a cult classic. Blah blah blah. I'm not gonna hate on it. I was watching it the whole time, like what is going on?
Really? What would you give it out of 10?
I gave it like a 5 or a 6.
Wow.
Which is low for me.
Yes.
But I get the appeal of it, right? So I don't want to dog on it. It was weird for being weird, the sake of weird, and I didn't think it was that like funny or anything. And also, Beetlejuice isn't in it for the first half of the movie. He's a character at Universal. Like, so many people love him. I thought he'd be like a main thing, and he is for like I guess the second half. But the movie is an hour and a half. It's pretty short. And we looked at like 46 minutes. He had been on screen for like maybe 15 seconds.
He has 15 minutes of screen time in the whole movie.
Yeah, it's weird. So Beetlejuice, I gave an 8 out of 10, and it's probably like an 8.5.
Wow.
I really liked it. Maybe I was going in with low expectations. I don't know. Maybe Jenna Ortega does some magic voodoo to my brain.
Certainly possible.
Certainly possible. There are problems in the movie. I'll get to those. But it's just fun. And I think it's funny. There are multiple times where, like, I was laughing out loud. Willem Dafoe's character is funny. Beetlejuice is being Beetlejuice, obviously. One thing they did change about Beetlejuice is he's way less rapey. He's super rapey in the first one.
Absolutely.
He's pulling up girls' skirts and trying to make out with them and stuff. He doesn't do that as much, which is to be expected. But yeah, it's just fun. Like, it's one of those movies where, like, the whole last act is, you're just like, this is so ridiculous. You know, there's a musical number, they're floating in the sky or whatever, and characters are running all over the place, and it's goofy, but, like, I found it way more fun and goofy and actually funny than the first one. I like it. I like it definitely better than the first one.
Fascinating.
So yeah, not can't go into too much of spoilers there, but
did you know anybody at the screening that you went to?
Oh, well, I took Josh VB.
Okay, we'll call him
Josh. Jackie was there, but she wasn't sitting with us.
Okay.
And I think which we need to have Jackie on.
Absolutely, we do.
Jackie is our anime mother. I think that was it. No, I was sitting next to a lot of people know Vincent Marcus. He's another content creator. What
was the consensus leaving the screening? Did everybody else like it as much as you, or were you alone?
I don't know if they liked it as much as me, but Josh liked it. Jackie definitely liked it. I didn't talk to Vincent about it much, but everyone I talked to was like, yeah, that was good. There's a scene.
Can't spoil. It's not out yet.
I'll just say there's a funeral scene. It's Beetlejuice. You can imagine. It's about ghosts. That, like, had me almost in tears for a second. And
high praise.
This is that, like, you can see in the trailers, Willem Dafoe is playing like a ghost cop kind of person. Holy crap! There's a running bit with someone, like, handing him, like, coffee. That the last scene it happens again, and I lost it. And we can cut this if we want. This is not really that of a spoiler. He's interviewing someone, and he just walks in, and the guy, you see this in the trailers too. It has a name tag that says, "Hi, my name is Bob," and Willem Dafoe is, like, trying to be like an actor cop, like he's, like, in character, and he walks in and just sits on the desk and takes the guy off, and he's like, "Hello, Bob," and then just sticks it back on, and for some reason I lost it. I thought it was hilarious. Willem Dafoe does a great job. The only problems I have, there is a little bit too much going on that, like, I'm pretty sure you see in the trailers, what's her face? The, I don't know her name, but the Latina that is not Jenna Ortega, the adult and the more...
Winona Ryder's character.
No.
Never mind.
She's definitely just a white person.
Excellent.
Okay, but there's also some creative scenes. Again, I can't spoil it. Like the way they were shot, it was, like, very, like, oh, this is Beetlejuice, but creative. So the negatives, it's a little bit too much going on. There's a side plot with Jenna and this boy, and then a side plot with Beetlejuice and this woman, and they don't really go anywhere too much, and they kind of end abruptly. But I think it adds to the character of the movie, and it makes it more zany and fun to have all these people running around doing all this stuff. But it is, like, not written super well. They kind of go nowhere, and it's a little too messy. But it's fun, so it doesn't really bother me too much. And then the other negative, it's not really that much of a negative. I saw in one review that they said that Michael Keaton is, like, even more Beetlejuice in this movie. I think he's definitively, like, less zany a little bit. I don't know if it was because he's younger or it's the first one, but, like, I felt like he was, like, super wacky in the first one, maybe too much. And in this one, like, he has a lot of funny scenes and a lot of Beetlejuice stuff going on. I just think Michael Keaton maybe wasn't as zany as the first one. But both of those negatives aren't that big of a deal to me. Cool. So yeah, I don't know. I had a lot of fun with it.
Have you seen the musical?
No.
The musical's very fun.
Yeah, good.
It's completely different from the original movie.
Oh, good, cool.
It's the same story, but it's very different. It's honestly, it's not the same story. It's very different. It's good.
Also, Jenna Ortega's in it.
She was good. Is she good in it? All right. Jenna Ortega.
Jenna Ortega. Yeah, she's in Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. So.
And you liked her performance.
She's in it, and Beetlejuice is a good movie. And Jenna, she's in it.
How much do you think your score went up because of Jenna Ortega?
Should I admit?
Yes.
How much am I gonna admit it?
Yeah. Because if you admit it, then I'll admit something.
I mean, maybe a little. Like, I was making jokes about it the whole time. There's a time where she meets someone who's in a treehouse, and like, then they start talking or whatever, and I leaned over to Josh and I was like, I gotta get a treehouse. Yeah, maybe a little, but the main reason I liked the movie is because it was just so zany and fun by the end, and it was actually kind of funny.
Cool. Because I think Isabella Merced definitely impacted my score a little bit of Alien Romulus.
Yeah.
All-time scream in that movie from her.
Which one?
Have you seen that movie again?
I've seen it twice.
I've now seen it 3 times.
Nice.
I can't wait to see it a 4th. But yeah, when this happens, and she's holding her.
Oh, yeah.
It's an all-time horror
good.
scream. It's a great scream.
Yeah.
So that's your score for Beetlejuice Beetlejuice, 8.5. Very high praise. I'm very excited. I'm very looking forward to it. Because I like the first Beetlejuice.
Yeah. I mean, I might be in the minority. I don't know yet. And I don't want to like get anyone's expectations too high.
You're not exactly the audience for the original. So maybe people would be disappointed that you are the audience for the second.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, so, keep your expectations where you think they should be and just go have fun with it.
Where does it rank on the year for you? Is it top 10?
Yeah. It might just be outside of top 10, but I remember like really debating with Josh. I think it might be at 11 right now. In terms of just like pure enjoyment, it might be top 5, but like,
Wow.
I can't put it above freaking
Dune.
Well, yeah, it's not better than
Or Challengers.
Yeah, that's right where it is. Like Challenges is better written and more interesting in some ways, but like Beetlejuice was just like, can you shut the frick up, helicopter?
That's wild.
Like what the?
Like it was getting lower.
We saw a shadow of it.
That's wild.
Anyways, yeah. All right, let's move on.
Well, you just said that Beetlejuice is hovering around your top 10. Well, let's get into my review for a top 2 movie of this year, Transformers 1. I can't believe I'm saying this. Transformers 1 is a 9 out of 10, maybe a 9.2, 9.3. It is crazy. I have to say, it is the best Transformers movie.
Well, let's mention this. You're not the only person who has seen this.
No.
We've had multiple other...
I was going to get into that. Alex Coleman, the Transformers guy, adored this movie. I don't know if he'll like it more than the Bay movies, but like, he loved this movie. Soups thinks it's... I saw it with Soups. Soups thinks it's clearly the best Transformers movie of all time.
Chris saw it. Angel saw it.
Jalen, friend of the show, said that it's the best movie of the year.
Dylan.
Everybody that has seen this movie is raving about it.
I talked to all of them. None of them said much bad about it. And... I mean, the first trailer looks terrible to me. It's awful. It's hard to watch that trailer. So for this to be...
It's crazy. And the movie starts and you're like, what the hell is everybody talking about? This is the trailer. This is bad. And then immediately it's the best movie you've seen. Like, not actually. I still think Alien is better. I'm sure many people are going to think Dune is better. I think many people are going to think Challengers is better. Personally, I don't. But the story is unbelievable. Like, it's amazing. It's by far the best story we've gotten in a Transformers movie ever. The voice actors are surprisingly great. I was very skeptical of Chris Hemsworth as Optimus Prime. I didn't really have a problem with Brian Tyree Henry for Megatron. And then I thought Keegan-Michael Key was going to be so annoying as Bumblebee. Scarlett Johansson as Alita, I think she is. I was like, what are we doing? Like, who cares? No, all of them are phenomenal. All of them give great performances, like nuanced, layered performances. Here's some things I want to say before I get into like my one problem with the movie that brings it from a 10 out of 10, because legitimately it's so close to a 10 out of 10. This movie breaks lore. I'm not going to spoil anything about how it breaks lore or this or that, but like the origin and everything like that, it's very much not what true Transformers fans like, what our idea, and I'm not saying I'm a true Transformers fan or anything, but like my idea and what I know about Transformers lore is not this at all. They change a lot of characters. They change a lot of characters' names. They change a lot of characters' motivations. Yeah, it is. I mean, for lack of a better way of saying it, like...
So you think that'll bother some people?
I do. And it feels Last Airbender level of changing lore. It's just... I don't think people are going to care that much because it's such a good movie.
Right.
There are Spider-Verse level moments in this movie where you are watching it and you're like, this is the leap of faith.
Wow.
It is that good. That's what Soup said. That's not even my words.
Wow.
It is that good. Like, it is crazy. And something that really helps this movie is it's Transformers 1. It knows it's going to get greenlit for sequels. It sets up the sequels very well.
Wow, that's cool.
Very well. I was just floored. Now let's get into my one major complaint. I hate the designs. I hate them so much. And for a Transformers movie, that's a big fucking problem. It is. Why else do I go to Dark of the Moon if I don't want the Shockwave design in Dark of the Moon, the Megatron with the hood and his face all ravaged and everything? That's half the reason I think that movie's a good movie is because of the awesome designs in that movie. That's why I'm going to Transformers. My favorite Transformers show of all time is Transformers Cybertron because I love the Megatron and the Galvatron with the horns, right? Like, so much of Transformers is the designs, and constantly I was like, everything in this movie is perfect so far except these designs are fucking hideous. And they're like appropriating the Gen 1 designs in this weird CGI animation, even though the animation looks amazing, just the actual bots themselves, even though like they look really good, the designs suck to me. I hate them.
I'm so sorry.
Yes, it was really difficult for me. Because
you did know that going in though.
Yes, and I kept hoping for them to be fixed, and they're just not.
Don't.
But one of the main reasons why I'm so excited for the sequels, other than the story leading to, wow, this can really grow and be a great franchise, like a Spider-Verse level trilogy, I'm not exaggerating, is I think it leaves it open to change some of the designs. Please, for the love, change some of these designs, because some of them are hideous.
Well, I will say that I saw a second trailer of it, and the second trailer was way better.
Yes.
Like, I was cringing at the first one. The second one actually got me interested, so.
The third act is breathtaking. The third act is unbelievable.
Yeah, that's what everyone was saying.
And the build to it is perfect, right? It is... Everybody knows Megatron and Optimus Prime were brothers and they were very good friends, and then they grew to hate each other. Everybody knows that story, but we've never seen it on screen. They do that story completely differently than they've done it than it is in lore. But what they do is so great. It's so great. I mean, how they develop Megatron and why he's violent and why he feels the way he feels. It's brilliant.
Yeah, well, talking to the guys who have seen it, they said, like you said, you're watching the movie at the start, and it kind of feels like the first trailer where it's not that great. Maybe the first act is a little slower or whatever, but like they said, by the time it gets to the second and the third, like it's Spider-Verse level.
It's unbelievable. That's part of the reason why it's not a 10 out of 10 is the first, but I wouldn't even say the first act, because I think the first act is actually really strong. It is really compelling premise. It's really like the first scene. Where I'm like, what are we doing here? Like, really? Am I really going to like this? But it's really funny. The first scene has like one of the best jokes in the movie. So it's like, it doesn't even matter. It's still enjoyable. I'm telling you, my real one issue with the movie is the designs. And that's why so many people believe that this movie isn't going to be good, because the designs are so genuinely childish. Yeah. But that's it. I did want to pitch something to you.
Sure.
This movie's coming out soon. It's coming out in the next couple weeks and months and this and that this month. Is there any way I could convince you to watch the original Michael Bay Transformers trilogy?
Oh, we're watching all of them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you want to do that?
I do.
Okay, let's do it. How many are there?
I just want you to watch the 3.
I want to watch all of them.
Okay, so then it's all the main movies.
Sure.
So then it's Transformers, Revenge of the Fallen, Dark of the Moon is the original trilogy. Okay. Then you have Age of Extinction, which is the original trilogy is Shia LaBeouf. Age of Extinction, Last Night are Mark Wahlberg. Mm-hmm. And then you have Bumblebee, which you've seen, and Rise of the Beast, which you've seen.
So there's 5.
5 that you have to watch.
Okay, yeah, we can do that.
Yes. Age of Extinction isn't awful, but it's not the best. Last Night is legitimately unwatchable. If you would like to watch that, I will not be joining you.
Sure. Maybe we can make it a Patreon thing and keep them updated.
Yeah.
watch it with him or something.
But Transformers 1, love. One of my all-time favorite movies. And Dark of the Moon is genuinely great. So, there it is. There's my review for Transformers 1. It is genuinely phenomenal. Go see it.
Yeah, we really hyped up these two movies.
Yeah.
Sorry if y'all don't like it.
I think me a little bit more than you.
Well, for sure.
But because it's easily my second favorite movie of the year. Like, easily. Yeah. Oh, I was floored. I couldn't believe it.
Cool.
My Letterboxd review was, wow, this year is really ramping up. I was like, shit.
Yeah, at the end of the year, we're getting some good ones.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, with that, shall we move on to our fan segment?
Last thing of the day. Let's answer some questions from you guys, huh?
Yes, we've got kind of a lot.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
With Spider-Verse being pushed back, this is from Dardalon, the patron. Oh, he's a legend.
Goat.
He's entering GOAT status. I'm not, we don't give that out often.
No. There are multiple goats, though.
Yeah, he's actually helped me with the D&D thing that I'm doing. He's gotten on a couple calls with me. So he's great. With Spider-Verse being pushed back even further, does that make you nervous because something went wrong, or you feel it's only for the best to take more time with it?
I haven't really thought about anything going wrong, but I guess there had to have been something major to go wrong because it was supposed to come out March of this year. Now it's going to come out in 2026.
Whether something went wrong or not, I'm glad they're taking the time.
Sure.
Like, I wouldn't want something to go wrong and then try to rush it out. Or, even if nothing went wrong, again, I'm of the opinion, take as long as you need.
Well, especially with those movies, they're so complex. I'm sure you've seen the stuff where they animate Miles at a different frame rate than Peter B. in the original Forest scene to show that he's a less experienced Spider-Man.
Yeah, like...
Do stuff like that and beyond. If you don't do stuff like that and beyond, we are going to feel slighted.
Yeah.
Right? And like Spider-Punk is animated at a different frame rate than everybody because he's a nonconformist.
I'm 26.
That takes effort.
I have 60, 70 more years to live.
You do not have 70 more years. You think you're going to be 96?
You don't think I can make it to 96?
No.
You're tripping balls.
I bet you $5 you won't make it to 96.
Okay. Gonna start.
Why are your hands wet?
Eating some more bananas. I was gonna ask you the same thing. Thought your hands were the wet ones.
No.
Anyways, no. What was I gonna say? What were we just talking about?
Spider-Verse.
Yeah. I would rather wait 1 or 2 more years of my life to live the next 60 with knowing that Spider-Verse was a good trilogy.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
Rush it and you make a bad movie, it's going to ruin everything.
Yeah, and then I have to look back on it. Yeah. Frick that.
What?
It's the stupid question about bacon or no games. I'm so sick of it.
Bacon or no games?
Yeah, just ignore it.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's a stupid internet trend that I'm so sick of. Keep going.
Who would win in a fight? 3 million face huggers or Batman with 2 hours of prep time? Batman.
Face huggers.
No. 2 hours of prep time, he could develop something that would give him a perimeter. No. The face huggers aren't touching him, and you know it. Andrew, you're being obnoxious.
Does Ben 10 beat every superhero or villain in live action? This is a fully developed Ben who can switch between aliens without timeout. Think of Way Big, Alien X, Clockwork, etc. This is from Jordan, the patron.
Well, if you include Alien X, then probably. But
I've never seen Ben 10, but every time we talk about anything Ben 10 related and we say someone has a chance of beating him, we've got 20 people in the comments being like, Ben 10 would wipe the floor with these people. So apparently he's super strong, but I've just never seen the show.
His aliens get beat. They do. They just do. Even Ben 10,000, Ben 10,000 is probably winning most fights. But I don't think he's winning every fight, personally. But you do have the argument that he is Alien X, which is God, but that shouldn't count.
Sure.
Who is your favorite Latina actress?
Let me think.
You and I both have we know our answers.
Jenna Ortega's in Beetlejuice Beetlejuice.
Yeah, I did know that. And did you know that Isabella Merced is in Alien Romulus?
Both great movies.
Yes.
Totally unrelated. With both of you being Disney fans, do you have any knowledge of Kingdom Hearts? No.
No. Sora's in it. Sora's fun to play against in Smash. I've never played Sora in Smash, but my brother plays a mean Sora. Who do we know that plays the Sora other than my brother? Or is it my brother?
I think it was mainly your brother.
Yeah. He's fun. He causes mayhem. It's fun. But no, I know nothing about it. But this is from Kingdom Hearts.
With the Woody meme?
The Woody meme is from Kingdom Hearts. That's a good meme.
Yeah, it's a good meme. Oh, wait. Let him cook.
Yeah. Who wins in a battle to the death between Caesar and his army of smart apes and an army of stormtroopers with 2 ATSTs? How big
what's
is the army of stormtroopers?
Yeah. It totally depends on the numbers there.
I know my answer.
What?
Do you remember episode 4 of The Mandalorian? They treat that old, rusty, shitty AT-AT as if it's God, and it's this monster that conquered the forest. I imagine the apes have similar firepower, if not worse, than that village. You add a group of stormtroopers and another AT-ST, it's them easily, right?
Sure, yeah. But, I mean, in the original trilogies, Ewok took him down.
Yes, but that's a highly developed Ewok civilization, and here I am defending Return of the Jedi. Don't ever let me do that again.
But
that was awful.
Caesar and them are highly developed. You don't think Caesar can figure out logs swinging together?
No, he shouldn't, and neither should the Ewoks. But it's a good point on your end. It is, because the Ewoks
you don't think
beat them.
Caesar should be able to figure that out?
No.
You can make the argument the Ewoks shouldn't, but Caesar can.
Not the way they portray the AT-ST in Mandalorian, which I think is
But there's also a portrayal of little teddy bears taking them down.
You're right. That's probably why the question was asked. So maybe they should be, but that's, again, stupid. Again, I just can't stand that part of Return of the Jedi. It really ruins that movie for me.
You hate cuddly fun.
I do not like the Ewoks.
Dardalon, yet again, what characters, since you started the discussion, would beat Thanos with all 6 stones? Started the discussion.
Yeah, we had a discussion where we were like, Thanos with all 6 stones, like, who is beating him? And I think that's a fair question. It's essentially just down to its nitty-gritty. It's who is beating Thanos with all 6 stones. Obviously, Batman with prep time. Obviously, Jesus. Who else are beating Thanos with all 6 stones?
I'm sure there's plenty. But
there's got to be plenty. I mean, Superman?
Maybe.
He's going to speed blitz him. So then all the speed people, so Flash, Reverse Flash, probably Zoom, all those guys, is Omni-Man beating Thanos with all 6 Infinity Stones. That may be the line.
Maybe. I think it's close. I don't know. Depends on... We're going to
If a space gun developed by humans can make Omni-Man bleed, then I think that Thanos with all 6 Infinity Stones can as well. But Omni-Man, again, fast. So it's a speed thing.
And also Iron Man took on Thanos with what? 3, 4? 4 stones?
Yeah. But how much is Thanos holding back? That's the argument, is Thanos is stronger in Endgame than he is in Infinity War because he's not holding back.
I don't buy that.
That's an argument that the Russo brothers have made. So if you want to talk shit to them, you can talk shit to them.
Come on the podcast.
Why did I say to them?
To them.
Question for Alex. Haunting of Hill House is one of your favorite shows, as is one of mine. Have you noticed / found all the hidden ghosts in every episode? I've not seen all of the hidden ghosts. I remember the first time I saw the hidden ghost that's like you're supposed to see, which is the little girl with the blonde white hair that you see in the crack is like they're renovating the basement that has the water damage. When I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh. And then, rewatching the show, it's awesome to see them in the background. It's really, really cool.
Yeah.
Did you notice a bunch?
No. I mean, I noticed here and there, but I know there's a bunch more.
They're in every scene, it feels like.
And then, the one working on the clock is...
That is so good.
For both of you, what anime have you been watching recently?
I've almost completely halted my One Piece journey, unfortunately. I've just been watching other stuff.
So I finished Vinland Saga, finished JJK, finished Demon Slayer. I'm going back, and I finished the first season of My Hero Academia, and I started season 2. So I'm going to try to catch up on that is what I'm working on right now. And then, I watched all of Chainsaw Man.
What did you think of Chainsaw Man?
It's so fun, dude.
Yeah.
Chainsaw Man is so fun. It's so stupid. The main character's motivation is literally boobs. It's literally boobs.
I watched the first episode, and the action's cool. I love the character design. It's just not enough substance for me. I just couldn't watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, I think...
I totally understand people that enjoy it.
It gets a little more substance, but also not.
Okay.
I mean, it expands the universe and what's happening and some of the characters' backstories with the gun demon and all this stuff. But, yeah, dude, it's so metal. The dude has a chainsaw in his face and he wants to touch boobs. It's hilarious. There is a line, I'm not kidding, this line is in the show. They're reporting to the girl that is in charge, and these 2 guys just got attacked, and he says the line, I can't say it because it's a curse word, but he goes... She's like, what happened? And he goes, a testicle demon showed up and went crazy on his nutsack, ma'am. That's a line from the show. That's hilarious. I lost it. Yeah, no, I love it. It's stupid, but I love it.
Solid.
So My Hero is what I'm watching right now.
What is a crossover between 2 franchises that you really want to see that isn't Marvel and DC? That's from Saka Style, the patron. that isn't Marvel or DC, I've got one real quick. After Romulus, Alien, Star Wars.
Okay.
Give me a xenomorph on a Star Destroyer. That would be cool.
That would be sick.
I would like that.
That would be sick. What else have I liked recently? I don't know.
Are there any anime collabs that you would like?
Oh, shoot.
I would love a One Piece collab with Pokemon.
Yeah, give me like Tanjiro and Deku working together.
Ash Ketchum and Monkey D. Luffy sounds like the team-up of the century.
Yeah. For both, would Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man version fit more in the MCU than Tom Holland's version? I mean, no, because he wouldn't just be doing everything Tony Stark would want, and I guess you have to have that for it to be a good movie.
This guy sucks balls. You suck balls, you know that?
No, but Homecoming does.
No. Question for Alex. Give me a proper analysis and proper explanation on why on earth you gave Surf's Up only a 1-star on Letterboxd. That's from Bombole and the Patron. That's a very fair accusation and question. Here's the deal. When I downloaded Letterboxd, I reviewed every single movie I had seen, and I gave so many movies half a star or 1 star or 2 stars or whatever. I initially gave Kung Fu Panda 2 like 2 stars or 2.5 stars or something, just because I hadn't seen it in years, and I didn't remember how good it was. And then I rewatched it, and I was like, oh no, this is a freaking masterpiece. So in the case of Surf's Up, it's I know I saw it when I was 11 and have no memory of it. And typically my argument for like having no memory of a movie is like,
it's not good enough to remember.
Correct. And that's wrong. I've learned that no, they're just movies that you saw as kids that you don't remember, and then you watch them as adults and you're just like, holy balls. So there I assume are plenty of my Letterboxd ratings that like you see them and you're like, what the hell, Alex? And it's wrong. The only ones that like I feel like going forward, if you want to call me out for controversy, just make it like 2015 or later.
Sure. Finn McMuntz, the patron. Should Disney offer to upgrade the family's Disney Pass as part of the settlement for the death of the woman that had an allergic reaction to their food?
Oh my gosh.
That is an inside joke with the patrons.
Are we going to leave it at that?
We sure are.
Yeah, that's...
Ha ha, you're so funny.
No, that's terrible. We're laughing at somebody's death.
It was
R.I.P. Kobe. Alex, would you rather receive $1 billion right now, or you get a guarantee that within the next 5 years, any sports team of your choice wins a championship? This is from Logan Z, just some Canadian, the patron. That's tough, but like I gotta take the $1 billion. There's so much good I could do, and I gotta be honest. My favorite team has won a Super Bowl in the last 5 years. In fact, we're the last team to win a Super Bowl that wasn't the Kansas City Chiefs. And it brought me extreme euphoria and happiness. I think $1 billion would give me significantly more.
Yeah.
And I could do a lot more good. Like it wouldn't be right for me to turn that money down. I could give so much of that away to people that need it.
How would you feel if Rian Johnson directed Episode 9 of Star Wars?
I assume I would like it significantly more.
Maybe.
I gotta assume that, but I don't know.
Keep going.
If your brains switched,
oh gosh, I'd kill myself.
defend one thing about the other person's hottest takes. That's from Oh Heck Case, the patron.
No.
So take out the brain switching thing. What's a hot take of yours that I defend, and what's a hot take of mine that you defend? Well, I think you defend my Man of Steel take.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people disagree with that take. And you're
yeah,
like,
but we got to do
no,
one that we
movie
don't
sucks.
agree with.
Oh, we switch minds and now we have to like, oh, no, I can't do that.
Yeah, no.
Oh, like I have to tell you why Deathly Hallows Part 2 isn't
bad.
great? Yeah, no, can't do that. It makes no sense.
Ian Hui, 72, the patron. Most underrated superhero casting. I feel like we've answered this before. You said J. Jonah Jameson.
Yes, yeah, I feel like we answer that a lot. Is there another one that we could think of? Stephen Young is great as Invincible, and J.K. Simmons is great as Omni-Man. There are some voice actors that are phenomenal that are underrated because they're voice actors.
Yeah.
Other than, Kevin Conroy, Mark Hamill, the legends of the sport. Would you guys bring back a concluding series that already ended years ago? Which and why? Example, the Dark Knight trilogy, the Sam Raimi trilogy, Harry Potter, anything. Even shows could work too. Of that group, I would love to see a Spider-Man 4 directed by Sam Raimi with Tobey Maguire. That would be very good for business. And I would love to see that. I don't think I'd want to see something else from the Dark Knight trilogy. What about you? Do you have anything that comes to mind of something that's ended? Oh, obviously. TASM 3?
Yeah, I'd be down for that. I want season 3 of Santa Clarita Diet.
Yeah, it ends on a cliffhanger and then they canceled it.
So
brutal.
So brutal. If you guys could go back in time and do one thing differently, what would it be? It could be something pod related or real life. Haru Cult, the patron. I'd go back and not start the podcast. I'm just kidding.
What was it asking? I'm sorry.
Go back in time and do one thing differently.
About the podcast?
No, it could be pod related or not.
I would have invested in Bitcoin.
Sure. Yeah, same.
How many xenomorphs would it take to kill Godzilla? Great question from Sakasta.
Dang, a lot.
But it is the perfect organism, as they say. So
yeah, but like...
It would take less, I think, than like humans.
Well, sure. But it's still taking thousands.
For sure, but it's not... Is it taking millions? How big is Godzilla?
Godzilla is huge.
I'm Googling it. What Godzilla are we doing? We doing -1? We doing Monsterverse?
We're doing Monsterverse.
Okay. Monsterverse Godzilla size. Okay. Oh my gosh. In Godzilla 2014, he's only 354 feet. By Godzilla X Kong, he is significantly bigger than that. It says 177 meters versus 108 meters in 2014's Godzilla. In Godzilla Earth, are you familiar with Godzilla Earth? He's 984 feet tall.
So let's just call him a flat 400.
For sure. I think it's like closer to 450. But okay, so he's 450 tall. But xenomorphs are like 9 feet tall.
Okay.
So 500 of them.
No. He's got atomic breath and he can just step on them.
8 feet.
He's got atomic breath and he can step on them. They're not surviving that. I know they're the perfect organism, but you can shoot them. You can get stepped on.
But when he steps on them, they're blood and it's going to burn him. The acid. Is it not? His skin isn't impenetrable.
I don't think that's going to bother him that much.
But when it's in large quantities, so how many xenomorphs? 1,000? You think more than 1,000?
I'll go 10,000.
10,000 xenomorphs. I think it's significantly less than that.
You're underrating my daddy. Okay, we're going to do one more each, and then we're going to do the rest on the Patreon.
Cool.
Ready? What is the worst superhero movie ever? Batman vs. Superman.
Man of Steel. Wow. Yours is the sequel to my pick. For Andrew, did you like the ending of Attack on Titan? Why or why not?
I did. The last episode, so I like, they did like multiple episodes like to end it off that were long. I liked the second to last episode more than the last episode, just in terms of like storytelling and whatever. But yeah, I mean, the way you ended that show, there was no other way you could have ended it. They ended it as well as they could have, and yeah, it was beautiful. There are some things that could have been better, obviously, but yeah.
As there are with everything.
Yeah. All right.
Well, see you on the Patreon, everybody. Love y'all.